gonna start with a unusual topic. Jim Jones, Harlem's own, Dipset's own, is claiming that he had something to do with the success of Kid Cudi's song Day and Night. Not only something to do with it, Jim Jones is claiming that he is the reason the song blew up.
What?
Family, we gotta tap in and see exactly what's going on.
I know you remix some of them songs we don't on the radio. I'm like, this nigga got remix this right here. Night in, what it was, Day and Night? Day and Night.
That was one of the biggest.
Nigga, you remixed that. I said, I didn't know that shit.
That's how y'all know Kid Cudi. You wouldn't have never known Kid Cudi if I didn't remix the record in New York City. I made that the biggest record in New York City. It wasn't Kid Cudi. Nobody knew Kid Cudi.
Now, key word, he said in New York City. You see how quickly clickbait can happen. He ain't say he made Kid Cudi. He said he made it in New York City. Now, that's still, up for debate. But he ain't saying he just made Kid Cudi in this clip. Now, family, if you haven't heard the song, we can play it. DJ Vlad jumped into this debate as well. And believe it or not, he was siding with Jim Jones.
Born to die, for real. So I get high just like I'm born to fly. Press my brakes.
Nah, this shit kind of wavy. Don't cap. This shit kind of wavy. Don't play with Capo. Capo getting off a little bit. Don't hate. So he gave his version of it, and he said after this, the song really took off and propelled. Vlad says, people are roasting Jim Jones for saying he's the reason Kid Cudi blew up, but he's absolutely right. Nobody knew who Kid Cudi was until Jim Jones did that Day and Night remix. Keep in mind, this was coming off the heels of Ballin', his biggest song ever. I remember hanging out in the studio with Cudi and playing Pat when Cudi told us that Jim tried to press him to sign over the song to him, which ultimately didn't happen. Damn, Jimmy tried to steal that nigga's song. I ain't know that. Jim was trying to bully the scene. Let's just go down this wormhole of Jim making this song big. Why don't we? Because I bookmarked a few things. We're going to start with the song's release versus when Jim Jones actually remixed the song. There's a gap, all right? Kid Cudi's Day and Night dropped February 2008. It built buzz via MySpace and mixtapes. It hit NBA Live 09 soundtrack, and in October 2008, same month, as Jim Jones remix. Okay, so the song made the NBA Live 09 soundtrack in 08, the same month as Jim Jones remix. The song debuted on Hot 100 November 2008, song debuted on Hot 100 November 2008, peaked April 2009. Jim remix boosted urban radio play, but Cudi credits Kanye West's early support and Crooker's remix for wider success. Multiple factors at play. Now, this is from Grok, okay? This is what Grok is telling us. The Jim Jones remix came out in 08, Day and Night hit number 3 on Billboard in May of 2009. That's 7 months later. It took a while for that song to catch on, and even Kid Cudi said that Jim Jones was the first known rapper to co-sign him, in parentheses, besides Kanye. Day and Night was released February 5. Okay, we just read that. Literally never heard this version of Jim Jones. That was funny. Let's see what Kid Cudi got to say about this.
Starting my day, and I see something online that I have to address, right? So Jim Jones, first off, we love Jim Jones. Jimmy, I'm gonna address you directly, my nigga. You talking about how you are responsible for my success?
Yeah, he is
a lie.
Okay.
You need to stop lying to people. You get on your little podcast and you start gossiping and talking shit, and everybody on your podcast don't know the truth. So they all agreeing with you. But if you look under the comments under that post, you'll see people are letting you know what time it is. Day and Night was already a hit record before you touched it, my nigga.
I gotta agree with that. The song was out damn near a year before Jim got to it. 7 months to be exact. But in 7 months, the song is already gone.
I put it on my MySpace, it blew up. I had an entire mixtape. I was on my way. Motown was courting me. Kanye wanted to sign me. All because of Day and Night, because I put it on my MySpace and it blew up, my nigga. It blew up. I can promise you that Sylvia Rhone did not listen to your remix and say she wanted to sign me. That is not why I have a record deal, bro. Nothing. you're talking about is the truth. How do you think I had a music video? I was shooting the music video I was already on. You saw a hit record and jumped on it, my nigga. You didn't make me, man. You didn't make me.
Yo, I do agree with Kid Cudi in this clip, but I'm gonna be honest, I just ain't seen this nigga the same since Diddy blew up his car. I'm gonna be real. I'm looking at him, I'm hearing him talk, but in the back of my mind, the only thing I'm thinking about is Diddy blew up your car and put your poodle in a closet. Nigga, you gotta get back. You gotta spin the block still, Cudi. I ain't forgot. Alright.
So, like, you gotta stop telling these tales, my nigga. Like, you gotta stop. Crazy how people just be trying to, like, take credit for my success. You know what I mean? Like, it's wild, you know? Like, and I like Jimmy, man. It kind of breaks my heart to hear him on here trying to take credit for something that he's not a part of. You know what I mean? You jumped on my shit. I didn't ask you to do that, you know?
Okay.
And granted, they played it on Hot 97 every day, and it was a thing on Hot 97 on the radio. But I was an international artist from jump. Like, I had the world. Like, I don't understand. I really don't understand. But I'm going to address this now, you know what I'm saying? Like, no more tales, my nigga. You ain't had nothing to do with this.
All right, we get the point. By the way, he's flexing the plaque behind him, 500 million records sold. Hey, listen, man. I never thought Jim Jones had anything to do with this nigga come up.
Kid Cudi became about because he had video directors that I wanted them to do a video, and I asked them to show me a video they did before, and they showed me this kid on top of a roof with a record called Day and Night. Right. He worked in the store under the label. There's nobody. I was like, oh, yo, did this? I said, I like the record. Get the beat of the record. I want to do a remix. If you give me the beat of the record, I'll let y'all shoot my video. These kids was trying to shoot a video for free for me. Oh. Like, I got the beat. I told them they went crazy. You wanted to do it. I got the beat. I just shot the video to the beat, and I never even put the shit out. They put it up on YouTube. They ripped it off of YouTube, and it became the biggest record in New York City. And that's how Kid Cudi became an artist. They ended up giving him a big deal off of Jim Jones' back. If I'm lying, I'm fine.
All right, so you heard it from Jimmy, but we've already heard what Kid Cudi had to say about this situation. Me personally, I'm gonna roll with Kid Cudi in this one. Now, again, here's the thing. I can believe what Jim is saying, but overall, what Kid Cudi is saying. Jim truthfully sounds like he's saying, I made Day and Night a thing in New York. People in New York weren't playing Day and Night. I remixed it, and it caught away from there. Now, he did also say something about getting the kid a record deal. Jim, you gotta, whatever weed dealer you're going to, leave that nigga alone. Leave that nigga alone, because you is tweaking a little bit. Like, the same way you was tweaking with the Nas last year, you tweaking with the you got Kid Cudi a deal. All right. Anyway, let's keep it going. All right. Because we do got more. We're going to continue to check in on these fights.
There's no hole in the ring.
No, there's no hole in the ring for sure.
There's some cap. He may have boosted his some. Agreed.
He probably just, tripped. He caught his foot. It happened.
He may have boosted